Try again.
You go. You do it then.
Huh?
You do it then.
Howdy, hi, and hello. Welcome back to another edition of Jesus, now you got me saying it. Welcome back to another edition of C&C Talks. As always, I am one of your hosts. I am Cody. The other is
Noah.
So today, we're going to be doing something that is dope as fuck. This is going to be so awesome.
It might happen more than just this once. I hope we can do it more.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen more than once.
Thank God.
I'm quitting today
I'm
if we don't
quitting.
do it more.
Okay.
I'm so excited. This is the most I've been excited since like our actual campaign. Like, fuck the one shots and everything. Like, they were fun, and don't get me wrong, but this is like what I'm most like pumped for. This is something I did not think of.
What we're doing is a randomizer character concept, quote unquote competition. Not really a competition, just
I think we'll just discuss
viewpoints.
it. Maybe in the future we'll fight.
We'll fight.
I think that'd be dope.
I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, right. We'll see. I'd just laugh if you rolled like a level 1 wizard versus a fighter. Like, just so it's gonna be. We should state this right now. What level do we want to do this at?
Do you want to do mid-level? You want to be...
Well, never mind. I guess it doesn't matter.
We just have to agree on a level that we'll cut off. 10?
10. 10's good. Yeah.
10.
I was going to say, yeah. I was going to say 20, and then I was like, that might be a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. Because then you could get in, obviously, to multi-class and feats and stuff like that. We also should mention that these are not going to be multi-classed. And I believe we're keeping feats out of it for this, right?
We don't have to do feats.
Yeah. I would say not feats. This is just level 10 of whatever the character is, and then you can obviously do ability score improvements.
So, we will roll 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
First one, we'll randomize our race. The second roll, we'll randomize our class. And our third roll, we'll randomize our background.
Okay.
Other than that, you can decide on what you want to do. Make it evil. You can choose your own subclass. You can figure out your own name. You can do whatever the hell you want. We'll take 20, 30 minutes to create it.
If we're not fighting, we're not going to need that long. I think we're just going to discuss like the options that we have, the different routes that we would choose to go. I think that would be interesting. So if we get the race and stuff, and then you can choose, I would say think about each other's characters, and then we should choose what route we would go. Like, stupid example, because nobody would do this, but let's say you go a life domain cleric. Mm-hmm. Okay? Well, I would choose Tempest domain cleric.
Are you just talking about a cleric in general?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, let's say you would roll for a cleric.
Uh-huh.
And I rolled for a fighter.
Yeah.
I would say, oh, it's cool that you went with, like,
this
life cleric. I would have personally gone Tempest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So also kind of prepare in way less depth, but prepare the skeleton of what you would choose in the other person's shoes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it would just be fun just to see our comparisons and why.
We'll do a small backstory. It doesn't have to be full in depth, but
that's fun. I'm fine with that.
Figure out how that goes.
I thought earlier I thought you were talking about being in like super in depth, and I was like, it takes me like, if I want to do like a good in-depth backstory, I literally do it for like weeks. So, that's why Ranto has a shitty backstory. He's creating his backstory right now.
Yeah. So do you want to each of us roll and we each have our own, or do we just roll once and we each take that class, we each take that race, we each take that background?
Ooh. That would actually do the same thing what I was talking about, where we can compare and go our own route and explain why. I think that would be dope.
Roll once?
Yeah, let's roll once.
Okay.
I'll write down everything, and then we'll obviously take a short break, and then we'll be good to go.
All right. So right now, there are 42 races.
Yes.
There will be 6 more coming out, but we're not including those right now.
Okay.
The race is a furbolg.
What the fuck is that? How do you spell that?
Firbolg.
Oh, is that the thing with a big ass fucking nose?
It's kind of like a cow or a moose type.
Yeah, it's like a Wish.com Minotaur.
Yes. classes. There's 13 of them.
Uh-huh.
We are choosing a fighter.
Oh, shit. All right.
And then the backgrounds, there's a lot of them. There are...
Should we roll separate backgrounds, maybe?
That's up to you. There are 78 backgrounds at the moment.
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm just saying... Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, because it'll...
Just have the same one?
Yeah, we'll just do the same one. We'll try that one. If it's harder, then we'll roll, like, a separate one at some point. Not this time, but...
Okay. The background is the haunted one. The haunted one background is you are haunted by something which is so terrible which even you cannot dare to speak with or of it. Of course, you might have tried to bury it and run away from it to no avail. So whatever this is haunts you cannot be slain by a sword or banished with a spell. Like a shadow, it might come to you with a specific wall beside you. Also a blood-curdling nightmare, a memory which is refused to die, or even a demonic whisper in the dark. Okay. So a furball fighter with a haunted one background. Whoa. I know the episode is amazing so far, but I'm going to do a quick sponsor. Open Arms Pharmacy. They sell amazing kind of freeze-dried candy and fruit, and they have their own line of soda. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm going to go quick so you can get back to this amazing episode. They sell freeze-dried honey buns, Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, gummy worms, their own soda. There's 5 different flavors: vanilla bean, black cherry, blue raspberry, Coke, and strawberry. They also sell freeze-dried pickles, and if you're in the Punxsutawney or Brookville area, you can come into the store, and they also have an array of different other kinds of candy, from old-fashioned Laffy Taffy to random different kinds of cotton candy containers with a massive amount of other types of candy. So, you can still buy their stuff at Etsy.com at Open Arms Pharmacy. That's OPENARMS FARMACY. Thank you. Tell them that C&C sent you. Now, sorry to wait all that. Now, back into the episode. Okay.
All right. So, we took the time. Let's go ahead.
You want to go first or you want me to?
Let me go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm going to blow this out of the water. So, I chose the dueling fighting style. So, if I'm wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapon, I gain +2 to damage rolls. So, that will come up later, why I chose that. It has to deal heavily with the backstory. Obviously, Action Surge, I chose Battle Master as the archetype. It's a little bit different because it's not because of like a military practice, though. You'll see why. He's a pretty big dude. So, obviously, get your superiority die. I chose Painter's Supplies.
Huh.
Also dealing with the backstory, big time. And then my maneuvers, I'm just going to read them off real quick. Commanding Presence, Disarming Attack, Feigning Attack, Goading Attack, Rally, Parry, Commander's Strike. Do you want to know... Well, I guess we can just go into the background, like what alignment we are and stuff.
Yeah.
Just keep going. All right. His name is Bittlesby, for one
Nice.
thing. So, Bittlesby is neutral good and chaotic evil. Here's the backstory. I wrote out most of it, so the beginning will sound great, and then I'm probably going to stumble through it a little bit at the end because I got too lazy to write the rest of it. So, Bittlesby was born into a poor family at a very, very young age. His parents both died. They were very ill. He survived most of his early life by scavenging for food by any legal means. You see, Bittlesby was a good boy. Emphasis on was. Because when Bittlesby was a preteen, like into his teen years, Bittlesby was traveling and was offered to be adopted by a very nice old couple. He was just passing by and they got to talking and they were wondering why somebody so young was traveling alone. So he was excited to finally have a home. So Bittlesby decided to accept. Picture being in a home, being loved, cherished, just completely 100% just optimistic about everything that's going to happen. Well, when he went into the home, he was then shackled to a bed. He was fed very gross foods, like just very poorly prepped. Basically, he was held like an animal. The old lady was very nasty, both in the sense of how she treated him and hygiene, and the same went for the older man. So he didn't get to see daylight for many years. Whenever he was in his later life, he ended up noticing that the older lady was becoming very nice with him. He didn't see the old man much anymore. You know, he was thinking, he's like, I haven't seen him in months, and it's kind of strange. So with him not being able to leave the room, that wasn't very weird for him, but he just noticed it. So as a couple weeks pass, he notices the food becomes like larger portions, starts getting steaks, starts getting like not ground, but like all kinds of different types of sausages and all kinds of stuff.
I fucking know where you're going, man.
Super great. So they tasted a little weird, but it tasted a little gamey. But it was just very, very crazy. This probably went on for, I'd say probably 2 weeks-ish. And finally he got the courage to ask what it was. Said he didn't want to make her upset in some way and then stop the good food from coming. And then she looked at him and said, "Oh, that's Papa." And at that moment, his mind split. It broke him in general. You get Biddlesby, nice, caring, strong individual. He still was able to obviously walk around, so he did a lot of like just keeping up with his strength as much as he could, even though it sounds stupid. It's like body exercises, like stuff like that. And then there was the other Biddlesby. The same Biddlesby that broke his ankle to be able to slip out of the shackle, go in, find the old lady asleep in her room, strangle her to death, and then tear her to pieces and continue to eat for the next several weeks. People came to the house after they noticed like the old lady and old man were not outside anymore. They were, and when Biddlesby opened the door, he was covered in blood. So they turned him in to the local guard or local authority, whatever was in that area. And whenever they found out what had happened to him, they didn't know how to proceed, how to kill him. Did they leave him go?
Exile him.
Yeah, what do they do? They had no idea. So they noticed that whenever he was drawing, he would draw beautiful, vivid scenes because he lived so long indoors that they were just pent up in his mind. And a lot of it he would draw with his own blood, feces, whatever he had while he was shackled in that room. And he made crazy drawings, even though all he had was blood and shit, basically.
Yeah.
And scrap food. They noticed he was drawing in the dirt as they had him chained there, and he was calm, extremely calm. And he just turned into almost like a normal person. As soon as he started drawing, he was just like, it's beautiful outside, it's blah blah blah, making comments that did not make sense at all. They found that as long as he draws and he doesn't become triggered, he's Biddlesby. If he becomes triggered and it triggers his other side, he becomes not Biddlesby.
Yeah.
So the painter's tools, that's the only reason that he is able to control somewhat. It's kind of his
defense mechanism.
Kind of, in a way. It's his coping mechanism.
Yeah.
There's that, and then the final thing that I told you I'd come back to is the dueling thing. All he wields is just almost like a mace. But what it really is it's just a hammer that the old man had. Mm-hmm. It was a very good hammer and very sturdy, but that's what he would use.
Where did you put your stats? What was your highest down to your lowest?
It was definitely strength. Then it was charisma, because his charisma is extremely high. Mm-hmm. And then
it just switches.
It's still high, but it's in a negative way whenever he becomes Liquid Biddlesby.
There you go.
But I think that it is strength and charisma, and then the rest don't really.
Okay.
I can tell you that. I know it, but also that's all my I'll tell you what my stats are real quick because it's all of my modifiers as well. Like instead of taking feats, you get the ability score improvements. So I have a +5 in strength. I have a +1 in dex, +2 constitution, -1 intelligence, +1 wisdom, and then +2 charisma. Like I said, just because for like role playing and stuff, I mean, I guess I could have done intelligence. Well, no, either one would have been still low. But I guess I could have technically knocked down or put up intelligence and knocked down wisdom because he is still like pretty young. But like I said, both those don't really matter. They're just not effective for him at all. It's more just like, can he fight his way out of a situation? I almost wanted to create 2 character sheets.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to have his dexterity up higher for the regular him. So the constitution would be the same, but then the charisma would spike. It would be 20 for charisma, and then probably 15 or +2 for strength, whatever it would be. I just think that I would have, like, Dark him have incredible strength.
It's pretty much him going into animalistic mode.
Yeah, because it's literally him.
Yeah.
So what it is he gained he had a psychotic break when he found out that he was eating the old man, and he basically whenever he gained 2 personality, it gave him like split personality disorder. Yep. Any other questions for me?
I don't think I got anything else.
All right. Oh, and then obviously, if I didn't make it clear, that's obviously the haunted one part. That's where it comes in, because you can't just cure personality disorder like that. You hear that, boomers? Can't do it. Can't do it.
All right. I was surprised that either of us didn't do Echo Fight, because that would have.
I thought about it, but
I did too, but it just didn't. It seemed like the easy way out.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Like, it's just Echo Fighter was through intelligence. That's why I was like, it gets a +1 to wisdom. Like, you know, there's not really anything that I can or want to do that involves wisdom. But I don't know. I thought Echo Fighter was kind of, I don't know. I was just uninspired, I guess, by it.
I gotcha. So, my character is Almoose.
I hate you.
Why? Almoose, not a moose. So, here are my stats. +3 in strength, +2 in dex, +2 in constitution, +3 in intelligence, -1 in wisdom, +1 in charisma.
Okay.
I took the Rune Knight.
Okay. I looked at that too. I was thinking about that, but I couldn't think of a story.
My fighting style is Interception, where if a creature hits a target other than you, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage.
Yeah.
Same thing, second wind, action surge, whatnot. Here's my backstory. Back when he used to live in his own village, it was probably a little bit before preteens, maybe just hitting preteen. Normal life, living with his parents. One night, getting up in the middle of the night, couldn't really sleep. He went to his parents' room that's where he usually goes when he's having bad dreams.
Yeah.
The second he peeked into the room, he saw a dark mist hovering over his parents. Unsure what to do, he just bolted back to his room, hid underneath the cover, and just waited until morning. Morning came, went to talk to his parents, and they acted completely different. Not the usual enjoying their own village, doing their own work, enjoying their lives. It was just all neutral. Just did not care. They didn't feel pain either. Like, his dad ended up breaking his thumb but didn't do anything about it. He just kept going. He went to his other friends and other families in the village. Same thing. Completely neutral look to everything. Nothing. After trying to figure out just anything a part of what happened, other than just knowing a dark mist just went over his parents.
Yeah.
He decided he had to run because he felt like this was coming for him. Throughout his life, he's been having very, very rough time sleeping. Almost any time you look at him, he will have bags upon bags over his eyes.
Yeah.
Almost every single night, he has the same dream of the dark mist hovering over him, about to take him away. He wakes up just in a massive sweat and then just can't sleep. He researched, he studied, he went to college to graduate over just underworldly creatures based off of devils, demons, underdark, just anything that could give him an answer. Still nothing. He's skeptical about everyone now. if they're taken over by the mist, if they're not really them, almost any time he comes in contact with anyone, he stays silent. He doesn't
He shuts down.
Yeah, he shuts down. Doesn't talk to them, doesn't try and make conversation, because he's worried that if they are part of that dark mist, they'll know where he is.
Did you have that based off something?
No.
Oh.
I just thought of it.
So do you have, as a rune knight, do you have spells?
I have rune carving. I can create...
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
So I have 4. I have the cloud rune, where I'm able to have advantage on deception or sleight of hand checks. I'm able to, if someone's attacking someone else, I can use my reaction to make them attack someone else within a 30 foot from me. So it's pretty much just, if this creature's attacking me, get it the fuck away.
Yeah.
I have the hill rune, where I have advantage saving throws against being poisoned.
Okay.
I have resistance to poison damage, and I can pretty much go into a mini rage, where as a bonus action, I gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a minute. I have a fire rune. My proficiency bonus is double to any ability check I make using this rune, so I can imbue an item, a tool.
Okay.
And I have proficiency. But I can summon fiery shackles to pretty much lock someone in place, making them take damage, but I'm still able to get out of there.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I got the storm rune. I have advantage on Arcana checks, and I can't be surprised as long as I'm not incapacitated. And when I use this, I'm able to give someone advantage or disadvantage to a saving throw, attack roll, or an ability check. Okay, please don't hit me. This isn't the right way to go. It's mainly to help him with intelligence, making sure, like, hey, this doesn't seem right. This isn't how a normal human should work. This is something else.
That's fair.
Grows in size. Instead of being medium, he's now large from just being a rune knight. Along with that, he's able to put a rune on his shield. Even if you hit, I can say re-roll it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty much, hey, don't touch me. You're not human. This isn't how a human is supposed to be.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the way both of our shit tied in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's really cool. Fight to the death? No,
I think no. I think that you would win. Out of this, I think you would win. Because you go into animalistic mode.
I think it depends. That's the thing. I have something... So, okay. The issue is there's a very specific thing that turns me into animalistic. And specifically, I should have mentioned as well, it was an elf family that took me in. Or not elf. Jesus, lover.
Human? Furbolg?
Furbolg, yes.
A Furbolg family.
Yeah,
okay.
Furbolg. So, the only thing that triggers him...
Or other Furbolg.
...is the taste of blood.
Oh.
Specifically, Furbolg blood. So if he gets... And that includes his own blood. So if he gets hit, you would have to hit him and make him bleed in his mouth. Or something. He's not going to, like, lick his arm or anything. But, like, you know, if he, like, gets poked on the finger, he goes, oh... and like licks it off, it'll trigger him. So like any type of Furbolg blood will trigger him into becoming a psychopath, basically. So it depends on how it would work. Because as long as you don't say, I'm going to headbutt you or punch you or anything like that, I mean, I could go without, you know.
You would just stay pretty much passive the whole time.
Well, not passive. I would fight back.
Okay.
My strength wouldn't be as high. My charisma would be high, but I'd have much less of a chance to hit the moment I transform. And obviously, without metagaming, your character wouldn't know that. So if you did do an unarmed strike or something and then punch me in the face or even slash me in the face or anything, there's a very good chance. I think it's like a 70-30 split. You have a 70% chance that you're not going to make me bleed in my mouth.
So how I'm thinking about this in my head. So you would talk to pretty much anyone, correct?
What do you mean?
Would your Furbolg really talk to anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be pretty okay. It just, like I said, it split that personality. And whenever it splits that personality, it's almost like all the bad parts of his life were just like, well, it was like a bad dream.
Yeah.
And that was like his like defense mechanism. So when he splits to the other side, he's like insane.
How easy would it be to know that your Furbolg had a split personality?
He doesn't even know he has a split personality. He has like time lapse type thing.
Then I don't know how it would go actually.
Yeah, because my thing is that the only people that would probably really know were like people from his original village, because, you know, I didn't think that far into the story.
Yeah.
But like he could have escaped or like been let go to be like, hey, as long as you paint, you're fine, you know, blah blah blah. And the other thing I thought of earlier, I was trying to work it into the story, he can only paint the most like gruesome fucking thing from his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has fantastic paintings, but they are gory, gruesome, like just ridiculous painting.
Then I don't know how it would actually go, because
I think
my character would kind of just wouldn't say anything, or just say fuck off, or I don't want to deal with anything
if
like
we got
this.
in a place where we had to fight.
Yeah.
My thing is without role playing, looking at like strengths, I think we are pretty evenly matched, honestly. Especially with us being the same race and class, we're pretty evenly matched. But like the way our backstories are, I feel like just because of the chance of becoming very unmatched, I would say maybe like 60-40. 60-40 chance of you winning.
I don't know about that, because I only have... So each of those runes I can only use once each. I can't use them multiple times.
Yeah. I'm saying 60% that I win.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's like 60-40, maybe...
I'm thinking 70-30.
Okay. 70-30. I'll take that too, either way. I think, like I said, it just really depends, because I feel like if you hit me and I do bleed, or like something happens and like I snap, like it is going to be like all role playing and all of that goes out of the door. He grabs that hammer and he will flail. He is just murderous. He's also a dickhead. Like...
Which one?
He barely speaks.
Non-Biddlesby?
Oh, like I said, Biddlesby is legit a good boy.
Oh, okay.
Like Biddlesby is just your average. Like I said, everything is like almost shut off in his brain when his personality split. So he like just thinks, oh man, it's such a terrible dream. And then he just like, well, I should go see if the neighbor needs any help in her garden or blah, 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 or whatever. Like he's just like a sociable, normal person. And then as soon as that happens, let's say he was out with friends and a friend got hurt. Like let's say they were jumped, like they were ambushed and he got slashed and he was pushed over, and then his friend's blood like hit him in any way. Like his blood would hit his mouth, and as soon as he tasted it, he would just go ballistic. I think if I had to think of it more, I think I would make it a little bit easier to trigger, just a little bit.
I would think just blood in general.
Like any blood?
Yeah.
That's fair. Like if he bites somebody, I'd say any blood that isn't human or isn't animal, like regular animal.
Yeah.
Any type of like, I don't want to say sentient either. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if he eats like deer meat or something, it's not going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Or moose or whatever.
Fuck you.
Gets a bite of a moose. Yeah, like I'd have to work that out more, but that was just like something for the sake of role playing that I was like, I'm going to make it like hard to trigger. Like somewhat hard to trigger. Or very specific.
How old would he be?
It depends on when the story would start. Like I said, all this happened in his like preteen-ish years.
So furbolgs reach adulthood around 30, and the oldest of them can live up to 500 years.
I would say probably roughly half that, like 15-ish, 14, 15. Or do you mean like, let's say we would start a campaign, so, what age would I start him at?
Wherever. At this very moment.
I would say all of this stuff happened when he was younger, but to like play the character the way I envision it, I'd say probably like between 40 to 80 or 90, like roughly around in there.
All right.
Which for them would probably be the equivalent of like the human like 30s or...
Yeah.
So
I was
getting
thinking
closer to 90, but
mid-50s for my furbolg.
Yeah. I just think he would have to have some time, especially with his strength that high. It would have to be, like, some time for him to rack up kills and get, like... So.
That's it.
That was fun.
That was
fun.
I
love that. My eyes back to twitching for some reason. But I think that was awesome. I think we should do another one of these, like, next week. Like...
Well, I'm going on vacation next week.
Fuck your vacation.
Yeah,
we got shit to do.
I know. But yeah.
Where are you going?
I am going to North Carolina.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I'm not a fan of the beach.
Is that where you're going? Why are you not a fan of the beach?
Too much sand.
Oh, too much sand. Fucking weirdo.
Oh, shut up. I'm just...
You know, I've never been to a beach. I've never seen the ocean before.
You'll go sometime.
Yeah. Anyway, let's finish this up. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the love and support. Please, I am opening a merch line under my new company. It is going to be, by the time this airs, it should be official, and I should have some products ready. It is called Killer Mimic Merch. Once I get everything set up and I get the website, I will start posting stuff on social media. I'm going to do a couple things in partnership with Creatures and Cantrips, and I've already created a Creatures and Cantrips design, which is for sale.
That's right.
Please go to our Facebook. For now, just send us an email. I'll be able to get more detailed once everything's figured out, but we'll go from there.
Adios, see you later, and goodbye, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Creatures and Cantrips. I must give credit where credit is due. Kaylin DeShong played Sadis Falcon. Jacob DeShong played Aaron/Vezrin. Cody Bush played Ranto. Dylan Daugherty played Tim. Megan Foster played Cathriel Ron. Krista Bush played Frondosa. And myself, Noah McCoy. I am the DM. Special thanks to Poor Man's Poison that is allowing us to use their music for the next foreseeable future. You can check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything. They have their own website at poormanspoison.net, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and their TikTok at Poor Man's Poison. You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Creatures and Cantrips to see when the next episode has been uploaded or any news announcements pop up. We also have a Twitter. You can find us at Creature Cantrip. That is all one word and the C's are capital. If you enjoyed any of the episodes that have been out so far, please like, share, comment, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, follow us. Anything helps us to let this channel grow. The next episode will be out in 2 weeks, if not sooner. Have a good night, guys.
Are we the good people?
Yeah, we're always gonna be the good people.